for Brexit, Sammy Wilson. Thank you very much for being with us. I don't know if you just heard David Blevins' analysis there. He was saying that if the DUP feels that Theresa May is about to politically sacrifice them, they may be about to politically sacrifice her. So do you think that perhaps it is time for a new Conservative Party leader?
Well, it's not for us to decide who leads the Conservative Party, and we wouldn't be arrogant enough to suggest that the Conservatives should choose a new leader. What the Conservative Party does need to do, however, is to make sure that the policy which they have promised they would deliver to the people of the United Kingdom, namely that we would leave the EU and all of its institutions, and that in leaving we would not do anything to damage the different parts of the Union, that has to be delivered on, and whoever delivers that we're not all that fussed about. All we want to make sure is that the promises which have been made, not just to us, but to the people in the rest of the United Kingdom, are honoured.
So let's talk about that promise then, because in Theresa May's letter to the DUP, she says, "I couldn't accept any circumstances or conditions in which the backstop to the backstop could come into force." Now, this, of course, is the EU's backstop, which could potentially draw that border down the Irish Sea. If she's saying that, why are you worried?
Well, first of all, because she is now contemplating signing up to a legal agreement which, regardless of her aspirations, would be binding on the government of the United Kingdom. And secondly, it would be a legal agreement which the government of the United Kingdom could not walk away from, that it could only be broken if both the government in the UK and the EU agreed to it being changed. And we know what the EU's position on this is. The EU's position is that they need the backstop because they don't envisage any solution to the Irish border other than that Northern Ireland stay within the customs union and the single market, and indeed have refused to accept a whole range of options already put forward by the government. So the real concern that we have is that the government signs up to a legal agreement which they can't get out of, knowing that the EU will fully intend to hold them to that legal agreement and will impose on Northern Ireland arrangements which are not imposed on the rest of the United Kingdom.
So let's be clear, because it's unlikely, isn't it, that Theresa May will be able to get a Brexit deal through Parliament without the support of the DUP. So if there is this Northern Ireland-only backstop written anywhere in the withdrawal agreement, no matter how it's couched, could you support that?
No, we won't. And of course, this is not just a DUP, and it shouldn't be focused. All the attention shouldn't be just focused on ourselves. Because don't forget, the other things which are emerging now, and indeed emerged in the letter which the Prime Minister had sent to us, is that the UK as a whole would stay within the customs union, and that the decision as to when it could leave that customs union would be up to the EU as well as the UK government or some intermediary panel. That will annoy a large number of our own backbenchers. It's also emerged today that even to allow that to happen, the EU are now demanding access to UK fishing waters. That's going to raise the ire of Scottish Conservative MPs. So she just doesn't have a battle with the DUP. She has a battle with a substantial number of her own party.
Well, with that in mind, do you think that a no deal is now inevitable?
Well, if she continues down the road of bringing something forward which is unacceptable to a large part of her own party and to ourselves, then I think the inevitable consequence must be that it will be voted down in the House of Commons.